Hello friends, it is a sunny, beautiful day. We are headed on a day trip to Hope, Alaska, and we are gonna bring you along. So many people come to Alaska and they head down to the Kenai Peninsula and they completely skip Hope. It is kind of a hidden little town. It is tiny, but there are some really great things about Hope that I'm gonna share with you today because it's got some good things. To get to Hope, we are driving along the Turnagain Arm, which I have showed you guys a lot of times. We are on the Seward Highway, but the ocean out there is called the Turnagain Arm. While we are driving along the Turnagain Arm, if you look across the bay, you actually see the city of Hope. But
and you can see killer whales, maybe.
Beluga whales.
Yeah, beluga.
Yeah. Even though you can see Hope across the bay, you have to go up around the Turnagain Arm, up into Turnagain Pass, and then you can finally take the road back to Hope. So Hope currently has less than 200 residents living there. In the 1890s, Hope was a gold mining town with several rivers that had lots of gold. So at one point it housed over 3,000 residents, which is pretty crazy. No.
Yeah, it just had that.
All right, we are about 10 miles into our drive here along the Turnagain Arm. This is a very popular place to stop called Beluga Point. It is a great place to see belugas when they're running. They might be running right now because we are just at the start of the silver season. There are silver salmon that run up the Turnagain Arm and the beluga whales chase them. So the other thing about this place is, like I said, we're only 10 miles in, but if you look right there where that mountain comes down, that is Hope. So we are almost right across from Hope. Like I said, we have to go up and around to get back to Hope. We are at milepost 110. We have to get to milepost 56 before we can make the 17-mile trek into Hope. The other thing to look for along this drive is sheep up on the mountain. Sometimes they come all the way down to the road. If you're lucky, you might see the moms and babies hanging out on these cliffs and catch a glimpse of them. One great thing about this Turnagain Arm is there are tons of pull-offs so that you can stop and enjoy the view. We've come about maybe 4 more miles since Beluga Point, and Hope is straight across there. There's actually a little building right there, and up in that valley is where we're gonna be going. Now, if only we could see some belugas out there. There's kind of a lot of whitecaps today, so it would be hard to see belugas, but other than that, it is a beautiful drive. So one thing that lures people to Hope is the whitewater rafting. 6 Mile Creek heads from Turnagain Pass down into Hope, and it has class 4 and 5 rapids, and you really need to go with a guide if you want to do it. There are rafting outfitters that will help you do it safely. They give you the right type of equipment, the right suits, because it's freezing cold water. There are sadly reports just about every summer of people trying to do it on their own in their own canoes or rafts, and usually they end up getting hurt or dying. So if whitewater rafting is your thing, this is a great place to do it, but you probably want to use a guide. So unfortunately there's no boats being put in right now, but right now we are still in Turnagain Pass, and this behind me is 6 Mile Creek, and at this point it is still a creek. But as it turns the corner and goes down towards Hope, it goes into a gorge, and that's where you get the class 4 and 5 rapids. But here it is still just kind of a mellow glacial creek. Beautiful blue water. We used to camp along this a lot. I think this part is deceiving because it becomes very, very dangerous after this. But if you're into whitewater rafting, I hear that it's very exhilarating and the guides know what they're doing. What?
To throw a stick in the water.
You want me to throw a stick in the water? We will do that when we get to Hope. We are less than 1 mile from the Hope cutoff. This is a beautiful bathroom stop here. You can look down the valley to where we're going. So this is the valley that we're gonna go down to get to the village of Hope. There's also a nice walking path here that goes to a smaller bridge across the river there. So if you stop here and want a little bit longer of a walk to look around, that's a nice little walking path. You can see the river down there. So we will be going over this bridge, and immediately after that we will be turning right, and then it is a 17-mile drive to the City of Hope. All right, we've made it to the Hope Cutoff. So we made it to the very end of the road in Hope, which is a campground, and why we came today. Grandpa is camping here with our 2 older boys. Hunter and Bennett are here. People come to Hope to fish for pink salmon. We personally do not eat pink salmon, but they are very fun to catch here. So every year my dad brings the older boys to go fishing for several days. They've been here for a couple days now. So we decided to make a day trip to come visit them, see them fishing, see how they're doing. And we couldn't have picked a better day. It's just gorgeous out. Very nice outhouses in this campground. So that road over there is where we started out earlier today when we stopped and showed you. Oh, this is a campground. I didn't realize I was coming into someone's campground. There you have it, the inlet. Girdwood's that way, Anchorage is that way. It's beautiful. And these fireweed are like over 7 feet tall. They're so huge. So at campsites like this, they will give you a bear locker to store all your food so you don't store it in your tent. So Grandpa and the boys are not here right now. They are out fishing, but they have this beautiful campsite. You kind of go up this little rise and they have a table. And from up here, they even have a view of the inlet out there. I lured my boys in with the snack box. Hi, boys. I missed you. We are now in the old historic part of Hope. Right here on the water, we're going to go down to the river and see people catching the pink salmon. Let's go, Eb. Okay, go step in the mud.
What? It's
Or you'll get stuck. Good job, bud. That's awesome.
I already got one like this.
Perfect. Everett, look, he's got a fish.
The ground that I have to roll off or halfway.
So a fresh pink salmon can taste just fine. Most people don't eat them. If they're really, really fresh, they're good. They don't freeze well. Some people come and get their eggs for caviar. They say they have good eggs for caviar. There's also a wildlife conservation center nearby that says, bring us your whole fish, we'll feed it to our bears. So you can catch them, you can keep them and give them to them.
Whoa! That was...
If you're just looking for the thrill of catching a salmon in Alaska in late July, this is the place to come.
I want to see him catch them.
Just make sure there's no people around. Whoa! A baby seagull? Oh, Bennett just caught a fish with his hands. Caught one with your hands?
Yeah.
Right. So Bennett just told me that he has caught over 60 fish today and let them go. Crazy. Yeah. Oh, they each caught 60. So Grandpa has Hunter, Bennett, and cousin Sean with him. Yeah. Oh, you found a rock. Those are the... It says, love from Minnesota, USA. Yeah, I left a rock. The three fishing stooges. So back in the gold rush days, this was Main Street. It is now an RV park. We're gonna go look at a couple of the old buildings. First we have the Sea View Bar. This has live music sometimes during the summertime.
Flowers? Some of these flowers? These flowers? These flowers?
So just be aware, it's closed on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, which today is a Wednesday, but they are open Thursday through Monday.
Huh?
Thank you. Anytime I've looked at a picture of Hope, this Sea View Cafe is usually part of the picture. That's the picture right there with that cafe sign. This building actually burned down about 4 years ago, and through pretty much exclusively volunteer work, they were able to rebuild. So that's pretty cool. These are some fun old little cabins. And this is the social hall from 1902.
Oh!
Let's go look in. No, we can just go look in the window. This reminds me of like a one-room schoolhouse. I guess people rent this for weddings and gatherings. It says there's a square dance, and there's a potluck, and another square dance in August. Sounds fun.
Yeah. There. Sometimes.
Come here for a square dance?
No. A different thing. Oh.
This really feels like a Hallmark movie, like one of those ones set back in the olden times. I feel like going back in time. I love it. Across the street here, there's several other log buildings.
On your shadow, I hurt you too.
World's greatest gift shop here. Here, Everett, come and play in this sandbox. Yeah, there is.
Oh, and even some kitchen stuff.
This phone booth was used in the movie On Frozen Ground with Nicolas Cage, a very real movie about real events we all remember. Cool. It says Hope's Original Gift Shop, established 1984, Sourdough Drews. New York, London, Paris, Rome, and Hope. It says this is one of the first meters in Alaska. From Ketchikan. I stepped inside and there was a lot to take in this gift shop. Locally made items and lots of gold jewelry. A fun little gift shop, and I was glad that Everett had a place to play out front away from all this stuff. Yes, Everett! It was really fun to explore Hope's original Main Street.
People. These are old.
This is the Willard Reinigen's Cabin,
Oh, there's a bed.
1939 Historic District.
Let's see if there's a dead body.
No dead body, dude.
Ah.
Everett wants to turn this into a murder mystery. So the drive to Hope is about 2 hours from Anchorage, but I would give yourself a lot more time. There are so many awesome things to stop and look at along the way, so give yourself time to just enjoy the journey and then enjoy your time once you get here. Right, this is called the Hershey Barn, built in 1916 by John Hershey, a gold miner. How pretty is that? Just little old log cabins everywhere you look.
Yeah.
This one says Passwater Cabin, built in 1902, post office from 1933 to 1940. The Hope Sunrise Historical Museum.
You do not get a break, just so you know.
He's my fourth.
Oh my gosh, yep. I I had one.
Yeah, 4 boys. So originally there were actually 2 towns in this 15-mile stretch of road, Hope, and the second one is called Sunrise. So several of these buildings have been moved from different places around here. She said in its heyday, the 2 towns had 7,000 people, which is hard to believe because now she says there's about 150 full-time residents. All right, this first building is a schoolhouse. It was down on the salt flats, down by that cafe that we just looked at. They moved it here. One tiny little room. Teacher Grimes. In 1904, Oscar Grimes came and became a school teacher to 8 pupils. Cool. Now, the kind lady in the museum told me that these next 2 buildings used to be right at the cutoff for the highway when we turned to come down to Hope. When the state of Alaska wanted to change the road, they needed to remove these buildings, and so they donated them to the Historical Society. This is a little horse barn. And a little tool shed. So in addition to gold rush history, there is World War II history here too. In 1942, there was an invasion on some of the Aleutian Islands in Alaska. So they created military bases here and they had to send Quonset huts for extra military housing. And so they have one of those here, which is kind of cool. All right, see, these are Quonset huts on the island of Adak. And here's Galena School, 1948 to 1949, was in one of these Quonset huts. It also says that someone whose family lived in Hope was killed in Pearl Harbor. So the Great Depression was really hard on these small towns. And then when World War II hit, mining was prohibited at that time. And that also really hurt these little towns and lots of people moved away. Cool old stoves. And here's like a little room. Alaska Territorial Guard. Hope Company Territorial Guard. So from what I read here, World War I kind of started to shut down these gold mining towns. Men were drafted away and they were struggling. Then people started coming back and started gold mining again. Then the Great Depression hit and then World War II, and that kind of pushed people out again. And it's never really regained its population after that. This is the Hope Guard Station, but I love this old Smokey the Bear sign. Remember, only you can prevent forest fires. So we are now back at the campsite and we're going on a walk. Lots of wild raspberries growing. Tons of wild raspberries right here.
Well, I remember climbing over this, that's why. Yeah.
All right, we went for a walk in this beautiful path here and we found this rope that takes us down to the beach. The kids already disappeared, so I guess we're going. Okay.
I feel like I might...
We came out from out there and we're on the beach. This is fun. We had a very fun walk on the beach. Now we're climbing back up. This is where the ropes are very helpful. Buckle, please. All right, we just got back from our nice little walk on the beach. I got a text. We have a special visitor that decided to join us in Hope. We have to go find the Hope Airport, which I have no idea where it is, but I'm sure it can't be that hard to find. We're driving on a runway. This is the Hope Airport. Absolutely no facilities, just a nice runway. Our Alaska boy could not miss out on the fun in the sun.
Yeah, what a beautiful flight over here.
68 degrees right now, 70.
Holy smokes, I went straight up over the mountains. They are so rugged. It was awesome.
How long did it take you to fly?
30 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
70 degrees at 6 o'clock at night. Okay, we had a great spaghetti dinner by Grandma, and now Weston is suiting up for his first fishing trip here in Hope. And Mark is gonna take him, but Mark is new at this too, but they'll take you along and see if they can catch a fish.
Not new at fishing salmon, just new at fishing here. That feel okay? Is that too tight? So we put this belt here on the waders so that if he falls, or when he falls in the water, it doesn't fill the entire waders up with water and suck him under. So this way the belt, you just fill up a little bit of water, we can pop him right back out of the water if he falls. So it's for safety.
Here's our fishing crew. 1, 2, 3, fishy!
Fishy!
We are going for an after dinner fish. It is 7:33 at night. We only have about an hour of fishing because Mark has to fly home and we still have to drive back 2 hours. So probably should have just stayed the night because we're having too much fun. We probably would have loved to just stay till tomorrow, but all right, I'm gonna pay attention so I don't fall in this mud. Oi! So the boys have been coming here with Grandpa for years and they just get so excited about it. I have never been. I don't know why I've never come and joined them. I just, mom life, get busy. So we're gonna, oh, I already hear a fish on. Bennett already caught a fish and I haven't even made it down. That only took 30 seconds.
Weston, wait, wait.
Dad, it's right by you.
Okay, but Weston, put that down. Sorry, I'm distracted. I didn't want him to grab that rod. You gotta do it with me.
All right. Pinks are also called humpies, right?
What is it? Oh, yeah.
Because they get this big giant hump on their back. All right, bye. Bye, Humpy.
All right, Weston. Nice. All right, Weston, show us your fish. Hold it out. Hold it out to me. Ah. All right, that's a nice pink salmon.
Woo, Westy!
Okay, don't reel anymore. You gotta let it.
Just keep coming. Right in the lip.
Look at that awesome fish, man. This is a nice size, nice pink salmon. Yeah, you got it right in the mouth. No, well, it's not quite right. Let's get it out. Hook out.
It's a nice
Okay.
Reese has become the net woman. Be careful.
Put one hand under there and one near the tail. Show mom. Show mom.
Right.
Nice job, buddy.
Smile. Nice.
Here, Sean.
Woo! Good job, Bennett. Good job. For keeping her busy.
Another one.
Oh.
All right, we got 4 rods in the water. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 fish on. A quadruple.
Okay. Oh. There you go. There you go. Hold it out to us. Oh, yeah. Nice fish. Wow. All right. There it goes. Very good.
I got one. Right. There we go.
Good job.
I haven't caught a salmon in a long time on a fly rod.
Keep it up and then kind of walk backward. Nice job. All right, yeah, bring it over here. This is a fresh one. Oh, there it goes. Good job, bud. All right, Sean, let's see yours. There it goes. All right, Weston, don't watch out for his rod. Don't step on that. Step, just get back from that rod. All right, buddy, nice fish.
Yeah, right in the mouth. Well, this has been a fun way to spend our evening. Everybody's caught some fish. Reese has become master at netting the fish. It's funny, when the kids were little, you know, they wanted to use our rods and and this time Hunter let me use the rod he was using, and he had to sit around and wait for Mom. The tides are turning. The students are becoming the masters. All right, Mark has something that's really fighting. We're gonna try and see what it is. Get out of the way.
All right, so this is a chum salmon. It just came out of the saltwater, super fresh, super fun. These are really feisty. Chums are also called dog salmon. They feed them to their dog teams up on the Yukon River. But nice fish. They're really strong, really hard fighting fish.
That's a thick one. Well, that turned out to be an amazing, fun evening catching fish. We're back at the airport. It is after 9 o'clock. Mark is gonna take home the two boys so that they can go home and go to bed.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, the place that I'm in right now.
This is called Hope.
Bye, Hope.
So it's 9:30 at night. We're just starting our drive home. Still very sunny once you get out of the trees. We had a very full day. I kind of wish that I had decided to camp because I would rather be relaxing right now than driving back, but it is going to be a beautiful drive home. All right, friends, we just got home. It's about 11:40, which means it took us 2 hours to get here. Took Mark 30 minutes. He was texting me that he got home safely. Oh, that's how it is when he flies and we drive. But as you can see, it is actually quite dark outside, which is another sign that fall is on its way. Thank you so much for coming on an adventure with us today. It was so much fun. It just reminds me to be a tourist more often here at home because there's so much to discover just within a couple hours of where we live. Thank you so much for coming along. We are so grateful for each and every one of you. We'll see you again real soon for more of This Alaska Life. Bye-bye.